Hey, what? What's going on? You look as wiped out as I feel.
I didn't sleep much last night. It's all the excitement.
Tell me about it. Please, I pretty much resigned myself to the fact that I'm going to be extremely punchy for the next couple of years.
At least you'll have a great kid keeping you up.
Yeah. He is great, isn't he? By the way, thanks.
For what?
Being his godfather. It does mean a lot to me.
It's okay. I know it wasn't your first choice.
Hey, your family. Come here. Let me ask you something.
Shoot.
We both know that the other families aren't too thrilled with the fact that I've pulled our family out of the business. Have you heard any follow-up on that?
What do you mean, follow-up?
You know, word on the street about any possible threats against me or Michelle or my kid.
No, I haven't. Why?
You saw the cops at the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Well, they weren't just there to welcome Robert into the world. Somebody tipped them off that the other families are restless and that I could possibly be looking at some trouble.
They came there to warn you?
Yeah, and to park themselves outside Michelle's room to make sure nothing happens to her.
You think it's that serious?
No, I don't know. I mean, if it were, I would have heard something, right?
Right, I mean... Right. So, what are you gonna do now?
Just get to the hospital. I got a kid to take care of. See you later.
Antonio, stay. This meeting concerns you too.
Okay.
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Danny's voice a little while ago.
There's something I need to know, and I want a straight answer.
Now all he needs is the ring, eh?
Detective Cooper, his sister, and the other cop, Grant, were at the hospital yesterday. They said that Danny could be facing some serious trouble.
What kind of trouble?
I don't know, maybe a hit. Cops seem to take their sources pretty seriously. They kept their eye on Michelle all night. And what I want to know is what you know. Somebody want to take Danny out?
The police worked themselves up over nothing. It was all information.
So what, it wasn't true?
No, the other members of the family were very upset because of Danny's decision to leave. But I spoke up to them. I made them promise that there'll be no one to make a move against him.
Maria, with all due respect, there has been a change of plans.
What change?
Your request to protect Danny was denied.
No. What was that? Somebody's, very happy. Aren't you? You know, honey, when I was a kid, I would practically cry every time my father left the house. Because I was scared that he would never come home again. That would be the day somebody would go after him. One day it was. It was a rotten way to grow up.
Well, Robert won't have to grow up like that now. It's not your life anymore, Danny. You're out of it. And we are safe.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
For just, I don't know, living like Santos these past couple of months.
Hey, that's all over. You're a Santos in name only now.
I just want our son to have a normal life. Security and stability. All the things that I didn't have.
Robert and I already have the most important thing. You. And nothing is going to take you away from us ever again.
What are you saying?
My request was denied? That's
Ma-
impossible.
Maria, I understand your feelings about Danny, and I sympathize. But you know as well as I do that it's too dangerous to let him walk away. With what he knows, he could bring down the families like that.
You think Danny would rat? That's nuts. We can trust him.
The point is, why risk it?
Because he's my grandson.
A grandson who has done nothing but weaken the organization that your husband and son built and died for. Danny has always only protected his own interests. Tell me that's not true. And tell me that if he were anybody but your grandson, you wouldn't be the first to say he should be silenced. No. You cannot.
What do you intend?
After? To keep the rest of your plan in place. You will be the head of the family until Tony's ready to take over. Assuming that he still wants to.
And assuming I'm still your guy.
To be honest, I had my doubts. But you showed me something today. Strength, intelligence, a sense of history. You make a fine leader. And the families will go on. But to make sure, Danny must be out of the way. A man of weight would understand that.
Happens to the girl and to my grandson.
Nothing. Michelle doesn't know very much, and the baby only knows her. I guarantee they won't be harmed. You're very quiet.
What am I supposed to say?
That you're on board.
Well, that's not easy, all right? Danny's been rough on me, sure. Okay, but he's taught me an awful lot, and he's looked out for me.
You feel you owe him?
Yeah, a little, and he's my cousin.
Tony, he can't walk away.
Yeah, you know, because if he does, he would be the gun to the head of this family. You know, not that he'd be like, oh, wow, you know, now we can get them all busted, but Michelle, she would convince him. She would try to convince him to go to the cops.
You're making my argument for me. So, will you help us?
Do you promise that nothing will happen to Michelle and the son?
You heard me promise. It would be bad for our image anyway.
You speak for the rest of the family?
Absolutely. Are you with us or not?
You know, Danny is my cousin and a friend, and I love him like a brother. I do. But he has to go. The family's what matters more than anything else. Whatever's a problem to the family has to be dealt with. And Danny's a problem.
Very well. Carlos, tell the families they are free to end our problem.